Hi everybody, my name is Jennifer Wynn and I am a fourth year PharmD candidate at the University of Houston College of Pharmacy, and today I'm joined by my colleague.
Hi, I'm Jason Lee. I'm also a fourth year PharmD candidate at the University of Houston College of Pharmacy.
And so before we really dive into this video today, Jason and I would like to thank IPHO for inviting us to share our video today with you about our experiences within this organization, how we've both grown professionally through student leaders in this organization, and advice that we have for our peers. And so a little bit about myself, and then I'll turn it on over to Jason to briefly introduce himself as well. Like I said, my name is Jennifer Wynn, and I am our Chief National Student Officer of IPHO. And my tenure with IPHO really began my first year of pharmacy school, where I had served as our P1 liaison at our local chapter at the University of Houston. And while this was a small and minute role within the organization, as a first year student, our goal is to really just learn about the opportunities we have as pharmacists within the field, whether it is the pharmaceutical industry or the clinical route or even the retail route. I learned a lot about the pharmaceutical industry joining as a first year student at IPHO. And so with this, it sparked my interest and later confirmed my interest when I later pursued internships within the pharmaceutical industry. And since then, I have grown with IPHO and very proud and privileged to be here, where I was previously our chapter president at our local chapter. And this is where Jason and I both serve as co-executive officers at our board. And then following that, I was our Southwest Regional Student Officer. And following that, I was our chapter network management national student officer, and currently proudly serving as our chief national student officer. And I'll pass it on over to Jason, allow him the opportunity to briefly introduce himself to you all today.
Thanks, Jennifer. So I've been a member of IPHO for the past 3 years. My first year, I was really just a member, but I went to a lot of events hosted by IPHO, and I felt they were really beneficial in kind of introducing me to industry and some of the career paths available to to PharmDs within the world of industry. Additionally, I thought these events that I went to were really beneficial, and they helped me kind of develop more professionally to become better suited to pursue a career within industry pharmacy as well. My second year, I was more interested in industry pharmacy and within IPHO, and that's when Jennifer and I worked together on our e-board team. I served as a director of professional programming, and I wanted to kind of go a little bit further and pursue a role as the Southwest Regional Student Officer this year. These experiences have been really amazing. I've loved my time with IPHO, and I feel they've helped me really develop the skills I need to be a good leader and to help me develop more professionally and expand my network as well. Part of the reason why I want to do industry pharmacy or find a career within industry pharmacy is because I want to be able to help patients get more access to their medication and better help improve their outcomes as well. I think it's just a really unique role that we can play within the drug development process, and I think that's specific to industry pharmacy, and that's why I really want to have a role within in the future. And what about you, Jennifer?
And that's a great question. So the reason I wanted to pursue industry as a career path for me as a future pharmacist, and it all really started when I solidified my interest within industry through various internships. And if you haven't heard it already, internships and externships alike when you're in your fourth year are great ways to gain real life exposure to what a pharmacist can really do within the pharmaceutical industry. And so I was privileged to be selected as the Real World Analytics and Alliances Innovations Intern at Jensen Pharmaceutical of Johnson & Johnson. And through this internship, I saw the cross-functionality that we have as pharmacists. So we work alongside MDs, alongside other PharmDs and PhDs, and even MS and MPHs as well. And so I want to be able to work not only with like-minded individuals, but also work with individuals who would better be able to challenge me and ultimately providing the best care that we can for our population. And so the reason I really chose it was because, like Jason said, as pharmacists within the pharmaceutical industry, we have the greatest impact we can helping patients through the global work that we're doing within industry. And I found that to be really enlightening and really confirm my passion for this field. And so kind of moving into the next topic of like what advice do we really have for students who are also pursuing this career path if it's not obvious already, and as Jason said, IPHO is really the only organization for pharmacists, fellows, and student pharmacists for a career in the pharmaceutical industry. So this organization really is tailored towards you and your future career within the pharmaceutical industry. And as a student, there's ample and numerous available resources, such as I can say for myself, I really utilize the internship catalog, and this helped me identify what pharmaceutical companies are out there that you can apply to, where are these located, and what functional departments can you really apply for as a pharmacy student. And alongside of this, Jason, what other resources have you personally used with IPHO?
A lot of the time I've spent preparing for fellowship has really been going through the fellowship catalog and seeing the other programs that are out there to kind of see what I need to do to be more prepared in pursuing fellowship and a career in pharmacy or in industry in the future. Additionally, one other piece of advice that I do have would be to sort of not be afraid to create your own opportunities. Like Jennifer had mentioned, there are a lot of internships out there, and you can even set up your own appy rotations as well within these areas, especially here in Texas, where we don't have a lot of opportunities within industry pharmacy to get first-hand experience. So just because you're kind of at a university where industry isn't a focus, doesn't mean doesn't mean you're discredited to the point where you don't have those experiences. So definitely don't be afraid to do your own thing and to make your own opportunities.
And that's excellent advice, Jason. And then to kind of give my last piece of advice for students who are watching this video, IPHO prides itself in valuing our student leaders. As Jason and I, we've worked directly with our senior leadership team, and we feel like our feedback is really listened to, and we know what's best for ourselves as students, right? And so IPHO really does value us as student leaders, both on the regional level and on the national level as well. And so if you ever find yourself being interested in one or both of the opportunities that Jason and I have held previously, we welcome you to reach out to us, either whether it be through email, or we both can be found on LinkedIn as well, and we'd be happy to connect with you there as well. So with that, we just like to say, stay safe, everybody, well and healthy, and you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.